Alright, y'all. So today we're going to be doing another dig site Halo 2 walkthrough, I guess you can call it. Just going through all the cut maps from the Halo 2 multiplayer that we never got to see for whatever reason. This obviously includes a lot of early versions of maps to just completely original ideas. So obviously we've done this. This is my third part, so we're just kind of continuing along the track and just reviewing a lot of the cut maps that we never got to see from Halo 2's multiplayer. Um, so the first one we're going to start out with is a map called Anchor Point, which, unlike the other maps, it's a original map. It's a gas. That's the name of it. So let's go check it out. Alrighty. So this is Anchor Point. Alright, so this is Anchor Point. Go ahead. And as you can see, looks very strange in the layout. It's got some teleporters on each side of the map. As you can see, very nice. It's got these teleporters that also work. For the most part, this map is pretty complete. There's not really too much that needs to be added to this map, I guess you can call it. It's got teleporters on each side of the map to help you get around, because this map is pretty big. It kind of is a definitely 2v2s, 4v4s, probably even more players than 4v4s. I mean, it's a pretty big map. It's big in scope, but it's like, it's probably like, the thing is the layout of it and how it's designed. This is just kind of a bunch of, the lore behind this map is kind of cool. From what I understand, it's kind of like the remnants of the Heretic Threshold base that we saw in Halo 2's campaign. Basically, this is like the remnants of that station's collapse, sort of cobbled together, as you can see, in a very hazardly fashion as sort of a heretic base or operation center or whatever. Overall, it's very nice. The detail looks finished. The textures look mostly finished. It definitely looks more complete than like other maps on this list. So, got a couple interesting weapon placements. We also got two bases on each side of the map. This is kind of the blue one, and the other side is kind of the red one. So, and you also got a little center structure right here. So, let's quickly show you this. Well, this might be the red one. I'm not too sure, just because the lighting's a bit different here. As you can see, the layout's pretty interesting. It's also got 3 Banshees, so this is definitely a map that you can, fly some stuff. As you got the Heretic Banshee, so it indicates, like I said, this was a Heretic base. From what I know about this map, I know that Bungie, they essentially, I know from this map they essentially wanted to create a dynamic map using the gas giant Threshold. And it looks pretty complete. From what I understand, they created it in like a few weeks, but for whatever reason, this map Anchor Point got cut from the multiplayer. It was deemed not fun enough, and they felt that the layout probably be too confusing for people, so it was cut from the multiplayer. As you can see, it looks pretty finished. I mean, it has the same skybox from that mission of Threshold, but other than that, it looks complete. I mean, you can even fly a Banshee around, and I know there's some invisible barriers and kill. Like, if you fall off the map, you will die, so pretty complete things. I mean, you get this little up area right here that I'll check out, as you can see. Let me get off of this. Yeah, as you can see. Oh, there goes my Banshee. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I mean, you can even climb up to some of these areas. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. I kind of like this map. It seems very complete. They could actually add it to matchmaking if they wanted to, but who knows if they're going to do that, so yeah. Let me go ahead and flip this. Alright, get in this. Come on. Alright. There we go. Yeah, so this is a little support structure here, I guess, supporting this base right here. Each base has a machine gun and 3 banshees, so enough to attack players with. Teleporters on each side, these little cobbled together tunnel ways. I can definitely see snipers choking up areas of this map. You also got these little structures on the side of the bases that are kind of, oh, I can fly in there. Guess I can't. Oh shit. Yep, you can die. You can die if you fall, which is interesting. There goes my banshee too. Yep. So yeah, this is the one of the bases right here. Like I said, got these structures right here. You can actually go up to them. So let me see if I can find a way up there for y'all. Rocket launcher placement right there. Interesting. You also got a little grav lift right there. So definitely convenient. Like I said, this map is pretty well designed. I mean, ooh, there's a sentinel beam right here. Interesting placement. Let me get this. Alright. Pretty interesting placements. I know there's some sniper placements surrounding the map as well. Some more sentinel beams if you wanted that. These little tunnel ways lead you to those little areas I was talking about earlier. As you can see, pretty cool. Pretty cool. This little beam rifle here. So this is basically a perfect place for snipers if anybody's trying to walk across the bridge. Just boop. So pretty interesting stuff. It's the main structure there, which you can kind of go into these dark tunnels. Interesting stuff. So let's go up here real quick. And yeah, this is the main base. It doesn't have any banshees to it, but I guess this is kind of the base that people will be fighting over, so switch out to the battle rifle. Got some grenade placements right here. More machine gun turrets. And yeah, so this is Anchor Point. I think it's overall a pretty good map. The layout is sometimes a bit confusing for people, I'll definitely say. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. So there's a little area you can fall down there, which I'm not going to go over there. So that was Anchor Point. Pretty interesting map. I think it's pretty complete. They could absolutely added the matchmaking, but that's up to them. But overall, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, so the next map we have is Artery. An entire ecosystem of mega structures lies beneath the ring. So this was another original map cut from Halo 2's multiplayer. I think the last map was pretty cool. I haven't heard as much about this map, so we're going to see what this one's about. Alright, so kind of like the description said it was a map that has Forerunner structures, it looks like, underneath one of the rings of Halo. It's not really clear which one it is, though. It looks, I would say it's not as complete as the other map, but it definitely looks more, get this battle rifle. But it looks more complete than some of the other incomplete maps, we'll see. I like the rain effects, I like the Forerunner structure, it looks interesting. I could definitely see 2v2s, 4v4s, and under player counts on this map for sure. Some of the textures look a little... they look a little unfinished, I guess. I'm not sure that's just how the lighting is, or even some of the rocks look a little bit weird, so it's not 100% finished. Even this little area right here, it's still raining, so it's not supposed to happen. And oh crap, it is dark in here. Alright, let me see. Alright, that's good. It's a really dark area. Alright, I'm not sure what's underneath there. The lighting is pretty dark. Okay, so let's go check out the other areas. I guess this is kind of the red base because of the lighting. So, go check out here. I like the Forerunner structure and design, though. It's interesting. Sentinel beam placement here. So I'm not sure what these little floating things are here. Yeah, some of the textures look pretty rough. So this dark area, I guess, lead to another entryway, I guess. Okay, makes sense. I mean, to be honest with you, so far it's not too much of this map. I mean, I think overall it's a little bit uninspired compared to some of the maps from Halo 2, so I can kind of see why this one was cut. I mean, it looks complete. I mean, there's definitely a lot of progress put into this map, but shotgun placement. But it kind of just seems a bit uninspired. And the layout does seem a bit confusing in moments. So I'm guessing this is the other base. It looks exactly the same as the other one. Got these little X's in the... Oh, can we stand on them? Okay. I thought I was tripping. I thought you could stand on them for a second. Yeah. Same textures, just different lighting. Looks like it's going to be the same. Oh, that's weird. So there's actually lighting in this one, but there's no lighting in the other one. Maybe they didn't actually get around to finishing this other part of the map, I guess. It definitely seems there's a lot of the structure that goes up there, and there's one of the rings up in the sky. And you got this entire structure right here that you probably can't access unless you have a flying vehicle or some additional modding support. What is this? Let me see this area real quick. So, okay, so it seems like there's a little bit of an understructure to everything. It's interesting. And this, so the red part of the base had this too. Okay, so that's cool. There's a little bit of an underbelly to it all, I guess. Just looks like a basic, not much to it, Forerunner room. Let's see what's underneath. Underneath is just fog and the cavern, so makes sense. Alright. And, okay. Okay. Let me see real quick. So, just another dark terrain over there. No lighting, so I'm sure that would have been fixed if they actually made this map into matchmaking. Overall, I think it's fine. I think the layout's a bit confusing sometimes. But I guess that's the other base, and that's the other base. And got some Forerunner structures up there. I'm not sure if you can go any higher, to be honest. So, I mean, there's this little under area, though, so just kind of cool. This little walkway over here. Alright. Oh, alright, so that's where the power-up is, down here. Alright. Alright. So overall, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. If I gotta say so myself. I'm not sure where the camo is on this map, though. I would assume it would be over here, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, this map is pretty interesting. I would say out of all the maps, it's a bit uninspired. So, let me see this real quick. Trying to do some real quick. Yeah, so trying to figure out real quick some of the things right here. Yeah, so overall it's pretty interesting. Not much to be said about this map, though. I think it's kind of uninspired. It does look mostly complete, though. Just a few polish, a few things that need to be worked out. I would say that the layout probably needs to be changed, but overall, it is a pretty decent map. It could be added to matchmaking. Could be. Alright, so now we have Convergence together forever. Weird little description. So, let's see what this is about. This looks way bigger than the previous map. And more brighter, so. Alright, so this is Convergence. Alright. I would say some of the textures look a bit unfinished. Reminds me of Halo 1 textures, so definitely can tell this didn't make it to the final game. There's a brute shot right here. Immediately I can tell this map is pretty big. Easily 2v2s, 4v4s. You can also have tons of vehicles on this map as well, so it's an interesting little thing, so. Alright, so it seems like you got this little structure right here. You got some movable objects, which is always nice to see. You also got 2 bases on each side, and this is a pretty interesting Forerunner architecture for a base. It actually looks very unique. The skybox looks similar to Ascension. I don't know if that's on purpose or they just repurposed the skybox from that map, but that's pretty cool. And look at that, there are vehicles on this map. And explosives, like always. Alright, let's go check out some of these vehicles real quick. But let me explore this base real quick. It looks like some of the walkways weren't finished. As you can see, this one just kind of slumps down. More explodable objects, which is always nice to see. It looks like this is red base. This little looking structure here. There's a box right here. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or... No, that wasn't on purpose. Okay. Well, this is where the fuel rod cannon is. Interesting. Interesting layout for that. You got a little layout site for this. Seems like that's the center structure of the map, and it's got tons of little areas you can drive around, which is cool. Let me see what this is. This is a teleporter. Alright, let me see. Oh, it's a grav lift. I'm tripping. Okay, so it takes you up to the Banshee one, which is cool. Let's take this thing for a spin and get a bigger side of the map. Whoa. Okay, so there's a visible force field right away. Cool, cool. So definitely made it to more completion than other maps. I do think it's a bit restricted, though. You can't fly beyond the barriers. It's kind of cool. There's this little area over here of rocks and... Oh, okay, so we can fly over here. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe. Okay. Okay. Never mind, then. I thought we could. We can't go over there. But that's a cool little Forerunner little area over there. So that's kind of a neat part of the map. So we're back over here. So that's where the Banshee is, the grav lift. Kind of interesting layout. I think the layout's pretty interesting. It's definitely pretty interesting layout, if I would say so myself. Got a little machine gun right here, so you can have people come, just lay it on them. Yeah, not bad, not bad. No signs of health packs here, which is something I forgot to mention in some of the prototype maps. Maybe this map made it further the development, but Bungie cut it. I think it's a bit of a shame this one got cut, because so far I'm really enjoying it. I think Artery, I get why it was cut. It seems pretty bland, but this map seems cool. I think the terrain and the base design and the whole map design is very unique. So, okay, so this is where the rocket launcher placement is. Interesting. In the center of the map, like always. Oh, this is where the energy sword is. Interesting placement. So you got this little area over here. It looks complete. I'm not sure what it's supposed to represent. Maybe it's some kind of area that is just part of the map design. You got 2 pillars here that are... Looks like the center of the map and that little structure. So let's go check it out. Okay. So this is the other base. Interesting, the vehicles here are also in their own little area right over there. Interesting. Got a little underpass right here. I will say the terrain is a bit rocky. I would have probably made it a little bit more flatter for the final game, but the final map design, but you know, it's cool though. So this is the other base. It looks pretty much exactly the same as the other one, except this is the blue one, as you can tell with the lighting here. So there you go. Another grav lift. Let's go check it out. And it has another Banshee. So perfect. Both bases are supposed to have Banshees. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff. It's interesting though, they don't have like a little vehicle garage area on the side. They have this little area over here, which is, I guess it's kind of unique. It's a bit different. So, pretty interesting. Alright. So let's go over here. Yeah, so it just seems like the same layout as the other base. It's just blue. Not much to it. Same weapon placements as well. I don't know if I can fit the Banshee in there, so I'm just going to go over here. Check out the center structure. Love the little layout right here. It's pretty cool. Alright. Interesting layout right here. Pretty tight. Alright, then we have this little area. Yeah, definitely, it gives me a lot of Ascension vibes. Like, Ascension has like a center of the map that has like a little area of it that people would fight over. I guess this area would have been it, but it's like bigger and different. I'm not sure what this was. Oh, shoot. Fell down. You can definitely die on this map, so definitely a bit more complete than others, for sure. Unless the dig site just maybe they just cleaned it up, but still interesting. Got these little structures over here. Alright. So, go check out this sniper over here. Sniper placement's over here on this side of the map, which is interesting. Why not? Just gonna blow up a Banshee, why not? Alright, so let's go check it out. It seems like there's more weapon placements for needlers and plasma rifles surrounding the map. Ooh, battle rifle, my favorite weapon. Alright, so check it out. So over here, got this little area right here. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be exactly, but pretty cool. Teleporter. Okay, nice. It takes you to the top of this structure. So let me see what's on top of this place. Got the two pillars, this little area right here. And of course, like always, it's a rocket launcher, like usual. So another rocket launcher placement. Sniper rifle. There's a ghost placement up here, so that's pretty interesting. And this thing right here leads to that. I'm not sure if some kind of energy was going to shoot up or something. Not too sure. Yeah, so another teleport up there. You know, I'm going to try something. Alright, so pretty cool. So slightly different layout between both of the bases, but for the most part, the same. It's just mainly the garage layout's a bit different for the vehicles. I'm going to see how far I can actually... Can I go to the edge? Nope. Alright, there's an invisible barrier. So, you can't... So this map looks like it was worked on quite a bit before it was cut. Overall, I think it's a pretty good map. I think Bungie should have kept it in. I think if they refined it a bit, you know, fixed some of the texturing, you know. I'm taking this busted Banshee that I messed up. Yeah, so overall, this map is pretty good, if I gotta say so. I think it's pretty complete, besides some texture work, and for the most part, I think it's pretty good. I like the size of it. I like the design of everything. It kind of reminds me, it gives me a lot of Ascension vibes. I'll fix these force fields too, because if you're gonna have aerial combat, you got to make it a bit freer for players to fly across the skies. Better than that, I think it's pretty good. It's a shame that this got cut from the final game. It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of like a spiritual brother or like successor to Ascension, which is one of my favorite maps from Halo 2. So yeah, I think for the most part, it's pretty good. So yeah, this is this map, so pretty good. Convergence. Alright, so that was Convergence. On to the next one, which is Convict. And throw away the key. That's the description, so. This looks like a remake of a Halo 1 map. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's, Slayer. Yeah, this is basically a remake of that one Halo map. Ooh, got the Magnum. Haven't seen this one in a while. Alright, so yeah, this is Convict. It's a remake of one of the Halo 1 maps. I just can't exactly remember which one it was off the top of my head. But I've played it many times, and if you've played Halo 1's multiplayer, you have also played this thing many times. It overall looks pretty similar to that version of it. Just looks like it had a little flicker right there. The only difference it looks like is it's got a different color scheme and updated textures and modeling. But it looks pretty similar. I'm not sure that this was made originally for Halo 2's multiplayer or... and it seems like, too, the weapon placement, if I remember correctly from the OG map, is a bit different. But overall, in some of the coloring, I don't remember if the walls were blue in the original. Here, they're kind of blue. But yeah, I can't remember which map it was exactly, but pretty good. I mean... looks pretty good. Looks kind of complete. I'm not sure if this was made for Halo 2, the original multiplayer, or for the Vista port that was released a few years later, because that also included some updated maps. So, I don't know. I got the teleporters here. Got some placeholder textures, so it looks like that one was not completed. So it looks like a map that was a near completion, but just never made it to the final process of development. It's pretty cool. Still looks like it's 3 floors high, so pretty much like the OG map, if I remember. I'm just trying to remember like what this map was originally, because it wasn't Convict. I know the original map wasn't called Convict. It was something else, but it was from Halo Combat Evolved. This is just a Halo 2 remake of it. It's a bit of a shame that this thing wasn't completed and we never got it. I think any maps from older games that are remade, so to speak, are always needed, as I think it just gives wider access for people that, you know, have never played the maps before. Yeah, not like the Elite Needler as much in Halo 2. It's a bit broken. Get the blue lighting here. I don't remember if there was team spots on this map. I remember it was because every time I played on this map, it was usually just for free-for-all Slayer, so... God damn it, I'm trying to get up there. Here, I think we'll go over here. Okay. Besides the teleporter, everything looks kind of complete with some technical issues, and... yeah, well, the lighting looks done. Ooh, got my favorite weapon, battle rifle. I don't really like this blue sheen to some of the parts of the map. I think it makes it look... It looks a bit weird. It's not something I'm used to with Forerunner stuff, so... okay, yeah. It's interesting how the teleporters were. They got the lighting over here, which is nice. Okay, got beam rifle here for the sniper you can access. You also got the rocket launcher over here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff, like always. Yeah. Overall, it looks pretty complete, besides a few technical issues and their beam rifle over there. I don't remember the exact weapon placement of the OG map, but for the most part, It looks a pretty faithful replication of it from what I remember playing of it. It's just some colors, some graphical upgrades, and some technical issues. But other than that, this map looks pretty complete. It's a bit of a shame we never got to see it in matchmaking. Got this whole thing right here. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be something. Yeah, pretty interesting. So yeah, this was this map, Convict. So yeah, this was this map. Not bad. Overall, looks pretty complete. Just needs a few touch-ups and then a few new technical bug fixes. But other than that, it looks pretty complete. Okay, so that was Convict, and Halo 1 remake map. Just for curiosity's sake, real quick, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what. Oh yeah, never mind. I was curious what kind of map it was gonna be. But I don't have CE installed at the time, so we'll have to figure it out at some point. But I'm sure if y'all play Halo 1, you already know what it is. So, alright, so next map we have is Evergreen. The parasite can find a foothold in even the most barren waste. More active countermeasures may be required. So, check out this map. Alright. So this is Evergreen. A bit unpolished. You can definitely tell right away some of the textures look pretty incomplete, but it also looks pretty big for the map size already. I can definitely see tons of players, 4v4s, other things on this map. The battle rifle just sort of stuck in there. It's clipped into the environment. And wow, yeah, this map is huge. Look at all this space. Yeah, this is going to be a huge map. He also got a camo right over there, which is interesting. It's got that same kind of rusted Forerunner architecture we're used to. Pretty cool. It reminds me of that one mission from Halo 1. Like the architecture. I forget. It's that one mission when you try to go to the control room in Halo 1. Forget the name of it, but the architecture for the Forerunner stuff looks pretty similar to that. So if you go in the bottom of the base, you will get this little area. Pretty cool, I guess. It isn't. I don't think this map was a remake of anything. I could be wrong, but this looks like this is like an original map that was cut from just Halo 2's multiplayer. Pretty interesting in terms of layout. Like I said, it doesn't look completed. I mean, some of these rock textures look very blocky and unfinished. Obviously, if this ever shipped, it would have not looked like this, so. It seemed like, though, Bungie decided to cut this map for whatever reason. So, Warthog over here. Definitely going to need that, because this map is also huge. Multiple players can be on this map. It's a little bit fun, though. How are you going to get out of here? You also got the Banshee over here, which is just sort of chilling right here. I'm going to see what this area is real quick. Okay, so just a dark little area right here, I guess. I'm guessing this is where the Warthog would have driven out of, but the Banshee's just here, I guess, for anybody that wants it, so let's just take it instead. And as you can see, you got the front of the base. I would imagine capture the flag or things like this would have been a bit difficult on this map. You got the rocket launcher just sort of in the middle of it, which is an interesting placement for it. And the ammo's over here. So, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting if I gotta say so myself. So, it looks like you can kind of exit too through this way as well. So, you don't have to jump off this thing, I guess. Just kind of neat, I guess. I have a feeling that this thing might have... I mean, this is just a theory, but maybe this was actually a mechanic where someone would have actually dropped this little platform down to here and players have been able to put it up and down kind of on like a castle kind of design. Just a theory. I'm not sure if it was going to be like that, but we'll never know because it's never made to final development. Just going to go this little walkway real quick. And yeah, so this is where you would usually get out of the base from. Pretty interesting. Pretty huge map. I mean, you can definitely have a lot of players on this map. Huge rocket terrain right in the open. I'm sure that this would have been filled in with other things if it ever made the final development. Got this little understructure here that also leads out. Okay, so there's a sniper rifle up here. So, been interesting. Let me take that. It's clipped in the surface, so it's like, you can definitely tell parts of this weren't completed. Magnum placement just randomly there. So yeah, this is another way you could have got out of a base. Probably the way that most players would have done. Just a little rock cave here. Obviously unfinished. I mean, look at everything. It looks unfinished as hell. So under area right here, as you can see. So it looks like this would have been kind of the center point of the map, and players would have. It looks like you can you can kind of cross it and cut through to the other people's base over there. Can't tell what that is over there, but there's a camo over there, and the overshield is over here. I think it's a pretty decent spot for it, and some ammo for the rocket launcher. Perfect. So there's the camo over there, like I said. So it looks like this area you can kind of use it to cross over to the enemy base. Kind of cool, kind of cool. So let's go ahead and do that. Just take a look at it. So it looks like pretty much the same exact thing from the other teams. Nothing too different. It looks like it has the same opening over there as well. Same rock structure. And Forerunner structure. Though the wall that surrounds the two bases are a bit different. Like this one seemed like more of a... It's like a longer wall on the background. Well, this one has like a shorter length of wall on the background of this structure. So, a bit different. The layout seems a bit different. But at least the background of the layout seems different. But other than that, it seems like the exact same thing. Yeah, Warthog placement right there. And, yeah. Got this little area right here. I don't think I investigated this area, but this looks like the same as the other base. Pretty cool. Kind of a weird area, though. A little tight to get out as well. I'm assuming these are probably going to be teleporters, but they didn't put them in yet, so there would have been teleportation maybe of some sorts on the map. Okay, let's go over here. And yeah, this little area right here. Anything to note? Just looks like another way to get inside. Interesting. Not sure this was supposed to come down or anything. You got all this structure and all this up here. Yep. Other than that, that seems pretty much... It's a pretty huge map. Evergreen is kind of ironic, too, because it's a snowy environment. Looks like it's definitely on one of the Halo rings. And it doesn't have any kind of evergreen. It's all a big frost, snowy terrain. So, highly ironic. Funny how they name these maps, to say the least. Yeah, there's the camo. I'm going to see what this is over here. This is... Okay, so it's just a carbine. Of course... Sticking out of the ground because it wasn't completed. Yeah, pretty huge map. You can definitely have a lot of vehicles, drive around. Pretty cool. So yeah, that was Evergreen. Pretty good map. I would just say it needs a lot more polish and work, but it could absolutely be put into matchmaking. Reminds me of Convergence. I think Convergence and Evergreen should have been put in the final game in Anchor Point as well. So we already went through the example map, so we're going to go through another one, which is 4th Station. Ancient crypts reopened to house victims of new wars. Pretty interesting description right there. So let's go check it out. Fourth station. Alright. Let's go check this map out. In the center of the map, we have a fuel rod cannon. So this seems like it's going to be one of the power weapons that players would have fought over on the map. Got a teleporter over there, which is interesting. It looks like some kind of UNSC map. Because most of the maps we've seen are like Forerunner in structure. Or fuel rod placement right there. Interesting. Let's go ahead and get this. It looks like some kind of a human base of some sort. Some kind of UNSC base that I'm guessing in maybe the scheme of the multiplayer would have been attacked. Okay. So it looks like that teleporter wasn't completed, so it just takes you up. In general, the textures look kind of complete. The walls look very nice and complete. Some of these textures, like this wall over here, looks pretty ugly, though, so it's kind of a mixed bag. Got some cool-looking lamps here. As you can see, you also got the cool little lighting right here. Not sure if this was an indication of the original engine that they were going to use for Halo 2. My favorite weapon. Pretty cool. I like the lighting. I like the little headlamps. I like those. Those are cute. I like them. Okay, so this is where the camo was on the map. Needler. And the energy sword's right over here. Interesting. And the rocket launcher's over here. We have to go to a teleporter. This map reminds me of, the design of it reminds me of that one map from GoldenEye. If you ever played GoldenEye, which is one of those very underrated movie license games, this map reminds me a lot of it, because it has like a center base where people would fight over stuff, and little areas like this. It seems like a small map. I think 2v2s, 4v4s could absolutely be held on this map. Got some explodables, which is always nice to see. Oh, watch out. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. Got these little structures. Ooh, okay, so if you're not looking right away, this is where the teleporter is. And yeah, this leads you to that secret area with the rocket launcher. Pretty cool, actually. Pretty cool, honestly. That's where the shotgun is over there. So interesting little placement for the teleporter. I definitely can see a lot of people trying to use that if they don't know to exploit other players. Got this little staircase. It kind of leads to nothing, though. So I'm not sure if there was supposed to be like a second floor or something that they would have designed for this thing. It absolutely could have been a second floor, but we really don't know. It looks kind of complete. I mean, textures, weapon placements look mostly done, besides a few areas here and there, though. Kind of a claustrophobic, definitely going to be an intense map if you're going to use it for multiplayer, but I think overall it's complete enough for the matchmaking to be put in, so yeah, I got a lot of interesting placements for the camo and everything in the game, so interesting placements for everything, just to say the least. Oh. So, I guess you can take out the lights. Let me see if this does it. Okay, it's cool. It's a little cool feature they added. Okay, kind of neato. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's a little feature. You can take out the little headlamps. That is actually really cool. So yeah, this was fourth station. Pretty cool UNSC map. I can definitely get a lot of GoldenEye map multiplayer vibes here. I'm not sure if Bungie was attending that, but I think with a bit of polish and a bit of a redesign and finishing, this map could have been used. It could have been an awesome competitive map, but I also would have probably added some windows just to showcase that this was a base, because it does feel a bit claustrophobic in some areas. But overall, I do kind of like fourth station. I think it's pretty cool. looks more complete to some of the other maps we've seen. So, yeah, definitely an interesting map. A bit of a shame we never got it, but yeah. All right. Alrighty, so that was 4th station. So we'll just go ahead and do one more. See what other maps we have left. We have a few left. So, definitely gonna keep moving forward with this. Alright, so the next map we have is Grotto. Wanted snipers. These are just the most randomest descriptions for maps, bro. I'm not sure if the dig site team or in the files when they found this is what the developers put, but alright. And alright, yeah, I kinda am very familiar with this map. So this map looks very familiar. So basically, to explain people why I said it looks familiar, it looks like that one area from Delta Halo that was where the chief would kind of pass through this one area on the map, and there was like some Jackal snipers and some Covenant forces that you have to defeat. Pretty big and open area, to say the least. I never imagined it, though, as a multiplayer map, because it seems too linear in design, and, well, interesting is where the rocket launcher was supposed to be, this little cave. In terms of design, I mean, it's the same area from the campaign. They just sort of ripped it and added a few weapon placements, and got the energy sword hovering here, which would have been a power weapon on this map, it looks like. So, pretty interesting. Got the brute shot over here. Got the waterfall over here, like from the campaign. So, I don't know if it's just me. This might be a little bit earlier version of this part from the campaign, because some of the water physics look a bit weird. Yeah, you can sort of... That's where the river leads to. But yeah, this is just the Halo 2, one of the parts of Delta Halo, that mission where shotgun placement right there, where you're making your way to that one temple where one of the prophets was, and you defeat him before you meet the grave mine in the campaign. It's just one of those. This is just one of those sections from Delta Halo in the campaign. They just ripped it out and called it Grotto and made it a multiplayer map. But it looks like Bungie cut it, and I kind of agree with the decision for this thing to be cut. I don't think this area works well as a multiplayer map. It seems too spacious. It's definitely big. I mean, 2v2, 4v4, absolutely. But other than that, I mean, I think Bungie probably just experimented with this idea of having it as a multiplayer map, but it kind of just doesn't work. The layout is too, I don't know. In my opinion, I think it just doesn't work as a multiplayer map. So I'm kind of glad this got cut. In terms of changes, as far as I can notice from the campaign, it looks like the same exact area from the campaign. It just, there's some weapon placements all over the place, and obviously they made it closed off, so you can't actually, as you can see, this area, I'm sure this tunnel right over here, you would have escaped and went on to the next part of the campaign mission, but obviously everything is closed off because this is a multiplayer map. I mean, I think with some complete retooling and different designs of things, I think this map could have been transformed into a multiplayer map, but as it stands, it looks like, as it stands right now, it seems pretty bare bones. So, yeah. You also got a lot of tunnels over here. They just don't really lead to anything, so. Yeah. This doesn't look like this leads to anything. A lot of tunnels, so once again, a lot of closed off areas from the campaign you can't really continue in because this was obviously a multiplayer map. Yeah, pretty much there's not much else to it. I mean, I've always thought this area was pretty nice from the campaign. I mean, Delta Halo is definitely one of the core missions of the campaign. But, this is part of the section for a multiplayer. This section of the map turned into a multiplayer map. I don't really think it works as well, though. I can think of other areas from the campaign that work better as a multiplayer map instead of this area, to be honest. But overall, that was Grotto. Not much to it. Just a bare bones cutout map from multiplayer or from the campaign that was just randomly made into a multiplayer map originally, but they cut it from the game, so probably for the best. But that was Grotto, so not much to be said. Alrighty. So then let's move on to the next one. We got Gauntlet. So let me go ahead and see what this is all about. Follow the path and find your angles. Okay, not sure what that means, but let's go get into it. Alrighty, so this is Blanket. A very random name for a map. And as you can see, it looks kind of incomplete. I would say textures look a bit unfinished, for sure. Obviously didn't make it to that final phase because the map never got released, so. Got all these logs here, and I'm guessing these are like Forerunner structures. The rock terrain looks a bit unfinished, and even some of this terrain looks a bit unfinished. I do like the vibe of it, though. It seems very sunny. Almost like it almost feels like a beach of some sorts. Like maybe this map was supposed to be near a beach or something. Like I love the sunny atmosphere of it because we have so many maps in Halo that are just so. These little structures right here. Oh, okay. Yeah, those are. I knew those were explosives. But yeah, we have so many maps in Halo 2 that are just a bit gloomy and like always cloudy. But it's nice to see ones that are sunny. So even though this map is cloudy, it definitely has a lot of sun. This seems like a good free-for-all map. I don't really see any particular sides that are actually like particular teams, like specifically so far. But it seems like a good free-for-all map. And you got these weird explosives just randomly here. Oh, okay. I was waiting for it to explode. Alright. Oh, sniper rifle placement over here. So pretty interesting. Got a little machine gun over there, like I mentioned already. You just saw. Got some logs here. So got a lot of logs here. I'm not sure what that's all about. And you got some weapons, some vehicles here. Some ghosts we can just drive around. This map is definitely big enough for vehicles. A lot of obstacles, though, so you definitely got to be careful if you're going to use it. I would say decrease some of the obstacles because it seems like a bit much. Alright, so this is the other base, it looks like. Let's check it out. Doesn't seem like anything different from the other base, but this is just the other side of the map. Got a lot of bridges, like 3 bridges crossing over on this map, so pretty interesting. Got a little machine gun placement up here. Got a little pillbox over here, so the players be coming in. You could just zoom, shoot, you know. Alright. Alright, there's a sniper over here, so interesting. Pretty cool, I guess. There's another bridge over here. Got more explosives over here. So, pretty interesting, I guess. Yeah, some of this rock Forerunner stuff looks a bit unclear and unfinished because you can see some of the lines are not even clipped together properly. And kind of a generic wall up here, so like I said, not everything was finished. It looks a bit rougher on the edges than like the last map we saw, so. Oh, okay, just randomly heard something. So you can climb on these little logs here. I'm not sure if you can climb up to this one. Yeah, you can't. Okay, here's the shotgun placement. Yeah, it seems like the logs are also going to be used as little bridges or platforms to get on top. Here's the rocket launcher over here. Another cool placement. So, got red lighting over here. So there may have been bases, it looks like. It looks like this was the red area. I'm not sure what all these explosives around are for. Okay, it's a bit weird. So there's like rocks covering this entrance, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe that's a weird design choice. Alright, let's check out the rest of this. So it looks like this is probably what goes going to be red base on the map if you did Team Slayer or something. There's just these explosives everywhere. I'm not sure what the point of those explosives is being there, but yeah. Seems like this is another entrance. And look at that. We have our first health pack so far. So Halo 2 health pack, as we all know, was cut from the multiplayer. So it looks like this was a map early on in development that got cut. So a pretty cool find. Alright, let's go down here. So yeah, this leaches just the other areas, I guess. So this is probably going to be red base, I guess. An interesting layout, I guess, for the red base, but yeah, I'm just assuming it probably was going to be that. Looks like this was the main bridge of the map, which looks pretty wide, and definitely players would have fought over it, I'm sure. Okay, there's just a ladder over here. So, okay, an interesting little part of the map. And where does this lead to? SMG. Battle rifle. Got a little bridge over here. Very nice view of the map. It seems like okay, so my theory is this was probably going to be blue base over here, and then maybe this would have been red base if there was Team Slayer. And over here would have been some vehicles that people would have fought of. I'm just assuming, but still pretty weird layout. Alright, so this little area over here is pretty nice. It's funny how the sniper just shoots that and shoots it, blows it up right away with a shotgun. Takes multiple shots, I guess. So yeah, I got this little area right here you can climb up, and oh, look at that, there is a health pack. I didn't even notice that. So, cool. Halo 2 health pack, as you can see. Yeah, it doesn't do anything, you know. I saw one of the playthroughs, I thought it did something, but it seems like it doesn't work. But yeah, I got this little area over here on this side of the wall that you can also climb up. This would have been a perfect place for snipers, I'm sure. Like, you could just, shoot people from the distance, which is always cool. Alright, so that's that little area up there. Kind of cool, kind of cool. Alright, let's take a look at the other areas. Lots of logs here. I'm not really sure still what the point of all this is. I'm not sure this was supposed to be a forest area that was just massively chopped down by people that decide to occupy it and make it as a base. Just my theory, but I'm not too sure. No warthogs in the map, so maybe it indicates that maybe this would have been some kind of Covenant Forerunner base or something. I'm not sure. You get this little stretch of the map here. Doesn't look like there's anything important. Like I said, it is weird why this area is covered up. I'm not sure if you can blow it up, but it's weird that it's covered up. Obviously, that would have been the way to get out, so... Yeah, I feel like the only issue with the vehicles on this map, there's way too many obstacles, bruh. Like, way too many obstacles. I think that if this made it to the final release, some obstacles would need to be cut off, so... Overall, so that was Blanket. A pretty interesting map. I actually kind of like it. Just needs a few tweaks, in my opinion. A few things that need to be changed. It looks mostly complete. It just, some textures on it need to be properly finished and rendered and made properly good for a final release. And other than that, I mean, Blanket does seem pretty cool. There's also some ladders over here, which are very nice if you're trying to get up on these structures right here, I'm sure. So, alright. Yeah, so some ladders over here, obviously. I think overall, it's a pretty good map. I like it. I know it's a bit odd in its nature, and it's definitely got a lot of interesting things. It looks like it was early on in development before it was cut. Blanket right here. You also got our health pack right there. But yeah, so this is Blanket from Halo 2. Overall, pretty cool map. I think it just needs needs to be tweaked up and finished. But other than that, I kind of like it personally. Pretty crazy and hectic map, and I can see why Bungie was uninspired and decided to cut it, but yeah, I kind of like it. It's overall just blanket. Alright, y'all, so that was our little part 3 of walkthrough of some of the cut maps from Halo 2's multiplayer. Hopefully I can continue with the next part soon. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly make this little walkthrough for y'all, and hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Peace.